Hey, I'm Joseph Flahiff, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about something that I'm really excited to be offering to you. It's well, I'll tell you about it in just a little bit. But first, wait! In this, I'll be covering actually the most important aspect of Agile. If you only learn one thing from me in our time and interchange together, and you learn this one thing, I'll be happy. And you will be on the right track to success. So, who am I? Who's Joseph? I am the organizational alchemist. I pull together from different places different things and create a one of a kind solution for your one of a kind organization. Um, I am also the author of Being Agile in a Waterfall World. There's my book. Popular keynote speaker. For about 20 years, I have helped organizations both as a practitioner and as a trainer, a coach, and teacher. Consultant. The most important thing to me, though, is I help bring hope and joy to people in their work. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to have you with me here today. So if you're like me at all, though, you hate the old-fashioned hard sell, right? Actually, my wife and I have been known to walk out of stores, hang up phones, and walk off lots if someone tries to hard sell us. You won't get it here. And if you're like that, good, because you won't see that here. I hate it. So why would I do it to you? No, instead, I want to share with you a really important video that I've made. Um, it's so important that, like I said, if you learn nothing else from me in our time together, but you learn this, I'll be happy. So, back in 2005, after a horribly failed project, I began to research software projects and how they were being managed at the time. So some people were promoting things like software requirements, a la the Software Requirement Specification 2.0 book. Wow, I keep it around just because 2 inches of book. Who doesn't love that? Um, I looked into it, but it just didn't seem to make sense to me. And so others were talking about this thing called Scrum. So it sounded interesting, and they were getting really good results. And I'm all about effectiveness and efficiency, so I looked into it and I'm like, hey, yeah, let's do that. So I took this class from a guy named Ken Schwaber, right here. He is, the author of Agile Project Management with Scrum. He's one of the co-founders of Scrum with Jeff Sutherland. And there's my signed book. See, 2001-06. So that was when I took the class. 2005 when I had the failed project. 2006 I finally took the class from him. It was great. I fell in love, not with Ken, but with Agile. But much of it wasn't new to me. Trusting people, collaboration, servant leadership, these things are core to who I am, right? But there were other pieces that were new. And when I learn something new, I like to go deep. I like to really understand what makes it tick. I don't want to just get a surface understanding. It's just how I am, right? So for the past decade, since that, it's actually 11 years, not just 10. For the past decade, I have used Agile. I have researched its history. I've learned what really takes to make Agile. Not to make Agile work, not just the window dressing stuff, but what really is the foundational underneath. And I've compiled this all in an ever growing comprehensive Agile video library. So there it is, comprehensive Agile video library. Through all of that, though, one lesson stands out to me. One lesson that I teach in every class, and I want to share that lesson with you now. So I'm going to take you into the video library and share that video with you. So this is what the comprehensive video library looks like. You can see a heavy emphasis is placed on foundations and principles. There's a lot of videos here on that. Then there's videos here on requirements and agile requirements and agile planning models and how you go about doing that. Relative estimation. Wow. If I could show you that one too, that would be great. Agile tracking, right? What are the tools? How do you go about tracking agile projects? There are about 28 videos in this library right now, and I'm adding more every week. But the one video I wanted to share with you is this one. You may or may not have heard of a cargo cult before, but here we go. Hello and welcome to the video.
Today we're going to talk about cargo cults and what that means for you as a person trying to learn how to be agile. What the heck does this have to do with agility? Well, we'll find out here in just a minute. So cargo cults are a really interesting phenomenon. It's something that happened during World War II and quickly after World War II, actually. Um, they were a religion known as the cargo cult. That what happened was there were all these little islands out in the Pacific, and on these islands were native peoples who had little or actually no contact with outsiders. And then comes the World War II, then comes along World War II, and suddenly there's people from the outside who are flying in airplanes and landing and building airstrips and air bases so they can conduct war from the island to the next piece of land. So they would build these establishments. The people then, the native people, would start trading and sharing with the military, and they would get exposure to these amazing shipments of riches from the world beyond, from what they viewed as some heaven where these people would come from, these pale, different-looking people coming from the land of the dead, which was in their belief, the land of the dead was to the east, which is where the white man came from, the white military people. And they would get these great things like metal tools. We'd think about that, but what about food, right? What about different kinds of food that they had never had? Beef. There's not a lot of cows hanging out on these islands in the Pacific, and suddenly they would have exposure to different kinds of foods, vegetables, um, tools, things like cotton. Cotton doesn't grow in the South Pacific. They made all their clothes out of whatever they had around at the time, and now they get exposure to cotton. Hey, we get these great new materials and silk. Look at those parachutes in that picture there. Wonderful new materials. And then World War II is over, and what happens to the native people? Well, they stayed. What happened to the military? They left. They pulled out. They took all their materials. They left some stuff. They left an airstrip. They left the buildings. They probably left some knickknacks and this and that, but they left and went home. And the native peoples kind of liked having those things coming to them and liked receiving these gifts and things from these great people from the heavenly places, as it says. Um, Thayer Watkins in the San Jose State University wrote a great piece on the cargo cults, and you could go look that up. It'd be great. So they pulled out, and there were these natives left there wishing that they had things that they were getting before. So what did they do? They started to go through the rituals that they saw the military doing in order to make the shipments of riches from the heavens come again. So they did things like built fabricated airplanes out of bamboo and the things that they had laying around. They made military uniforms and would march around on the base grounds. They made pretend guns out of wood, and radios out of a box and a couple of coconuts or something probably, um, and would go through the motions that they saw the military doing while they were there in order to get those planes to come back to drop the shipments of supplies. They wanted to get the cargo that they weren't getting anymore. So you could imagine one of those native peoples cranking on the side of, I'm ringing my arm around in circles like I was using an old-fashioned radio, right? The crank radios that they had, trying to get the headset made out of coconuts to talk to make the planes come, and the planes didn't come. That's because the native peoples were going through the motions that they had seen, but they didn't understand that there was nothing inside the box. There was nothing in there to make it really actually work. And I run into cargo cults like this all the time. They're the organizations where a coach came along or a trainer, and they trained people, and then they left. And those people now are going through the motions. They're holding a daily stand-up. Maybe they're using sticky notes to keep their requirements or to kind of try and track their work. But they're not really understanding the foundations, the fundamentals, the principles that underlie agility that make it really work. So when they find themselves going through the motions, they don't know why they're doing it or what the benefit is. I don't want you to have that problem. And so I've designed my materials to all be heavy on understanding of the principles that underlie agility, what makes it work, and what could make it work in any context, and what, if you changed it, could work differently. Right? I want you to understand so that you can develop and adapt and adopt new pieces. Someone came up with Scrum. Someone came up with, a group of people came up with XP. A group of people came up with Kanban. These things were developed by people who understood some principles. If you understand the principles, maybe you will come up with the next process that elevates production and productivity to even greater heights than we are today. Right? So I want you to understand the principles that underlie and undergird all of agility so that you can be the next Ken Schwaber or Jeff Sutherland. All right. Thanks for joining me today and learning about cargo cults.
So that was the video I wanted to share with you, and that's why I just don't want you to just memorize answers, right? I want you to go deeper. I want you to understand the principles. But the important thing was that the end there, right? If you're like me and you agree that the principles are the key to becoming a successful agile organization or agile people, then I can help you. And this video library, the video you just watched, is from that comprehensive video library that I'm sharing with you. And the principles-based training material in there, it's taken all from my, well, taken from lots of places, but a lot of it's taken from my $3,500 3-day Agile training courses. Really popular. I've taught them literally around the world, from Beijing to Poznan, Poland, and from Oslo, Norway to Portland, Oregon, right? Around the world, I've taught hundreds of people these same things, and I'm sharing with you, but not for $3,500. And not only that, I'm also creating new videos of contemporary things that weren't just in that class, the 3-day class. That's a Agile Foundations class that gets you all the foundational elements. But I'm adding more things, new videos, exclusive videos that will only be available in the library. And I really want to help our industry of coaches, project managers, and Agile practitioners to understand those principles. I mean, you've heard me harp on it. Even more than that, though, I have a secret. I have a secret hope. And don't tell the Agilists. I mentioned it there at the end of the video. I hope that we innovate. I hope that you, not even we, I hope that you come up with something new. Agile's been around for, depending on how you count it, possibly 30 years. Email me, I'll tell you why. It's been around for 30 years. Can we come up with something newer and better? You might be able to come up with something newer and better, starting from the foundations and understanding of the basics of the principles that underlie. So I'm making it super simple and super affordable. You can get complete access to that video library, the whole thing, and all the new videos for only $197 a month. Not only that, I'm also giving a 30-day, 200% money-back guarantee. So that is to say, if you get in and you decide you didn't like it, I will pay you. Yeah, I'll give you a full refund and, again, 100% on top of it. So 200% refund, because I believe so strongly that you will get value out of it. Yeah, also I'll pay you. All you need to do is go here. offers.whitewaterprojects.com/class checkout. Just go there and you will see a page that looks like this. See, he's excited about this class. You can tell on this video library. He's loving it. Here's a 200% money back guarantee. It talks a little bit about, you'll have, I didn't even mention it. you'll have email access to me for Q&A. So you got questions about something you saw in a video, email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm all kinds of things going on. I'm not only a trainer, I am also a practitioner, so I have customers and clients that I'm working with. But I will get back to you usually within 24 hours. Fill this out, and when you click the button down here and you've completed your order, it'll take you to the page where you set up your username and password, log in, and you will be taken directly to this page, and you can start watching right away. So that's it. That's what I have to offer you, and I think you'll agree that it is a lot to offer. So I hope you will join me in trying to change the world of Agile through principles and understanding what drives agility and driving it to a new level. Thanks for watching.